Hello, it's Ryan with Money and Margaritas. And today I'm going to kind of mix two things. I'm going to mix our story and I'm going to also explain the Dave Ramsey Baby Steps, because if you're watching this and maybe you don't know who Dave Ramsey is or what the baby steps are, then I think this video will be good for you, because you'll both learn about what that journey looked like for us and what that journey is. What does it consist of? All right, so the first baby step is what is probably the most important. This is baby step number one. It's getting $1,000. This is your $1,000 baby emergency fund. It's not meant to be a lot of money. It's not meant to make you feel super secure and you got $10,000 in the bank. This is not what this emergency fund is for. This $1,000 is to try to keep Murphy out of your life. You want to save this as fast as possible. We had $1,000 each was our goal. Now, our journey was not perfect, and so I'm also going to be talking about some imperfections in our journey, things we did wrong. And one of the things that I personally did wrong is I would always let this account drop below $1,000. The reason for this is once we moved to baby step 2, I would be very anxious on paying off debts that this account, which was supposed to stay at $1,000, would sometimes drop down below $1,000. So that was just one of the mistakes that I made on baby step 1. We experienced some times in our life where it definitely came into play. One of the first times that we realized that this debt-free journey was very smart and perfect for us is Alma actually received a random bill in the mail for about $800, and it was a red light violation that she did not know that she had gotten, and it didn't even affect us. Normally, an $800 unexpected bill in the mail would be very frightening, but we sat down that night and we're like, man, that didn't even really change our life. And it wasn't because we were rich, it wasn't because we were debt-free, it was just because we had an emergency fund. Alright, so the next step is baby step number 2. This is your, where you're supposed to pay off your consumer debt, so not your mortgage, but your credit card, student loans, any other debt that you've got. You're going to pay this debt off. And Dave Ramsey recommends that you pay this debt off from smallest to largest. And the reason that he recommends that is that he wants you to feel that win. When you pay off that $1,000 credit card, you no longer have a payment. You get to feel that small victory. And so that money that you would normally be putting towards that debt gets to go to the next one. And it just creates a momentum to be able to pay off debt. And so I do think that that's a great way to go about it. However, what did our journey look like? When Alma and I did our debt-free journey, we had $32,000 in debt. First debt, I had a car and a motor scooter, a little Yamaha 125 scooter. I decided that I wanted to drive this Yamaha scooter as my primary vehicle. So I didn't go for the smallest debt. I actually needed to tackle the car debt so that I could get out from underneath the car payment and just have this scooter as my main mode of transportation. So it is good to look at your personal situation, and maybe there's a reason for you to go out of the norm. And for me, I needed to tackle that car because I knew that I wanted it gone, because I'd be able to save money on insurance, I'd be able to save money on registration, car maintenance, all that kind of stuff that comes along with owning a car. Alma was paying off her debts, smallest to largest, and she became debt-free in 11 months. And at that time, I still had a little bit of debt. And I had a conversation with Alma, and I said, hey, would you be interested in helping me pay off my debt with your income? And I know we're dating, but if we do that, we'll end up becoming debt-free, and then we'll build a savings account, and if something happens between us, we'll just split the savings account 50-50. So Alma did come on board of that, and she helped me pay off my debt, and so it was 2 months from her debt-free time frame that I was also debt-free with her. So the one area that I messed up in the debt-free journey was when I sold the vehicle. It was $10,000 is what I sold that car for. That could have sped us up to my debt-free journey. However, the mistake that I made is that I bought a motorcycle. So I sold the car for about $10,000 and then went and replaced it with a motorcycle. I believe that motorcycle was about $9,000. So it wasn't as easy as just selling off the car. I knew that we had so much momentum going, and I could tell that it wouldn't be very long that I would have this debt. But again, I'm sharing that with you because our journey wasn't perfect, and I know that not all journeys are perfect, and so I just want to be, kind of have full disclosure that. All right, the next baby step is baby step number 3. This is your fully funded emergency fund. Now, this is the one that's going to give you a little more peace of mind. This is the part in your journey where you get to get a little bit more money to feel secure. So Dave Ramsey's baby step number 3 says that you need to have 3 to 6 months of expenses saved up in the bank. This money should be easy to access. It shouldn't be locked up. It shouldn't be in investments. It's just cash set aside for an emergency, a loss of a job. Maybe you need to relocate, all those kinds of things. And so this is going to help out with that. And again, it's just super important. This is the more exciting part of the journey, right? You're debt free. You get to keep your own money. This is an exciting time. So our journey is looked a little imperfect again. So again, we're trying to share where we messed up or where we did things a little bit different. We got on our emergency fund started to build up. We saved $20,000 into this emergency fund, and we bought a new car. Now, you're supposed to get the emergency fund built up and then save extra money for the car. However, there was a situation that came up. Somebody needed a car. I really wanted to get rid of Alma's car. It was a Volkswagen a little Beetle, and it had all kinds of issues. It had dents all over. Electronic things were always going wrong with it. It was just a frustrating car to me. Just to close the door, I had to roll down the window, close the door, and roll it back up. It was very frustrating. So when we found the opportunity to be generous and give the car to somebody that needed it, I took it upon myself to go ahead and do that. And I went and found Alma a new car, and that car was about $14,500, and we had $20,000 saved up. So it dropped our savings account really low. Now paying cash for a car, it's an emotional hit. I highly recommend it, but man, did it make sure that purchase was the right purchase for us. I really researched to make sure it was a reliable car. It was going to be a good car for us and last a really long time. And spending that kind of money, you should do that. So that was our baby step 3. We saved it up, we spent it, and then we saved it up again. So our emergency fund is about $15,000 is what we consider for our large emergency fund. That keeps us protected, safe, and less concerned if we lose a job or something happens to us. All right, so the next step is baby step number 4. This is another exciting baby step. So this is where you invest 15% of your income into retirement accounts or some sort of retirement vessel. Dave Ramsey, he definitely preaches to invest in retirement accounts, and he likes you to be split up between various types of growth and this and that. I won't get into that, but the main focus here is to just invest 15% of your income. It doesn't want you investing 60% of your income. He really believes that you should just invest 15%. For us, when we got to this baby step, it was a little different. We decided that we wanted to save a larger, we call it baby step 3B. We wanted to save a larger savings account so that we could purchase real estate. And so our baby step 4 was a little bit imperfect. We did invest a small amount, but it wasn't a very large amount. But we just invested a tinier amount, and we've been saving more cash because our plan at first was to purchase a home, and that home we wanted to save $50,000 for. That was our initial goal. And once we got close to hitting that goal, we realized that goal wasn't big enough. And so that's when we changed our goal to saving $100,000. So with no debt, we've got our emergency fund in place. We're investing a small amount, not what Dave Ramsey would recommend. We started saving cash. And from the time of July of 2015, it took us 3.5 years to save $100,000. And that would technically be considered our baby step 3B, which I did skip over. But that's the down payment for a house. And so that was, our goal was to buy like first it was a house, and then it switched to a duplex where we were going to live in one side and rent out the other. And we felt that $100,000 would be a substantial down payment for that type of investment. So as we save money and invest, one of our goals is to have some money for investment accounts and traditional retirement accounts and those kinds of things. And another part of our retirement goal is to have a lot of cash to buy income producing real estate. So that's something that we're definitely learning on. We have a lot of mentors and kind of we'll be hopefully executing on our first real estate investment soon, but that's the reason why we've been saving up our cash over the last several years. All right, the next step is baby step number 5, and that is student college savings. So this is for your kids' college. Dave Ramsey wants you to set up some money and put it aside for college. We know college expenses are very expensive today, and they're most likely going to be more expensive in the future. So this is the baby step where you're starting to set aside money for that expense. We don't have children at this time. However, we do have some thoughts on this. But we do have a creative way if you do want to contribute to your kids' college. Being that we like real estate and we like the idea of real estate investing, or just another option for you, is to buy a piece of real estate, an income-producing property, and purchase it on a 15-year mortgage. Have the tenants pay off this property over the course of 15 years, and hopefully, besides maybe some maintenance or taking some phone calls, it doesn't affect your retirement savings abilities as much as maybe contributing to the 529 would. So as the 15-year mortgage is paid off over the course of the 15-year mortgage, at the end of the 15-year mortgage, that property is your child's property, and they can invest it as they wish. Now, they could refinance out the money and use the money for college, or maybe they want to start a business. They could refinance out the money for that. They could just enjoy the cash flow from the property. But that's just another way to invest for your students' college that I really love, that maybe goes against the traditional way. All right, the next step is baby step 6. This is where Dave Ramsey talks about paying off your mortgage. Many people, they feel that maybe you shouldn't pay off your mortgage. For a long time, the tax write-offs were very beneficial. Some of those tax write-offs have kind of diminished over time, so you may want to investigate on what kind of write-offs you need or what's important to you, but I truly believe in paying off your mortgage. Alma and I are totally fine with renting. We have no problem with buying an investment property before buying a house. So this baby step 6 doesn't apply to us currently. But there's a chance that maybe one day it will apply to us. Ultimately, we would love to pay cash for our house. I think that would be pretty exciting. But again, baby step 6, if you own a house, this is the house where you tackle that debt. All right, and the last step is baby step 7. This is where you just grow wealth and you become generous. You can give more and do things that are important to you. We are technically on baby step 7. I know for a while it felt kind of weird to be on baby step 7 because I just felt like, we don't deserve to be on baby step 7, but it's true. Because we don't have any kids, we don't have that baby step 5, and we don't own a house to be able to pay it off. We don't have that step. And so we are technically on baby step 7. Giving is something that I definitely love. I want to continue to kind of get better and grow on it. But so far, we do allocate it's a smaller amount of our income each month, but we do it intentionally. And I love this because I noticed that when the opportunity came up to be generous and I didn't actually budget for it, I found myself upset. And that's because we're so strict on our budget, right? You create this budget and you say, I'm going to save $3,000 this month. And then you save $2,500 because you decided to do something generous. That would naturally just make me kind of upset. It felt like we didn't stick to the budget. And so now that we actually budget in generosity, it makes it a whole lot more fun because when the opportunity presents itself, it's like a no-brainer. And emotionally, that was a game changer. So if there's anybody out there that struggles with giving and you get to baby step 7, or maybe you're on an earlier baby step and you just want to give, add it to the budget because it makes it a whole lot more fun. And that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe to the channel, and I look forward to producing some more videos for you. Have a great one.